Hello YouTube, my name is General Advanced, this is Dota 2 and this is my introduction to Gyrocopter. Today I was playing solo mid, well this is not today, this was actually a little while back. This was our last, I'm in a team called CL, this was our last sort of 5v5 captains mode game that we played online versus another full team, so this is kind of a big game for us. This is kind of cool, playing solo mid Gyrocopter in this game. I'm going to go over the draft in a separate video. For those of you who don't know sort of like how the pick and draft work, like the pick and banning works and how exactly you should be doing that. Also look at this cool thing, Storm Spirit Announcer, it's cool. Anyone who gets mega kills now is going to use Storm Spirit Announcer. But just going to go quickly, we've got a Feet on Windrunner, he's our offlaner, I'm solo mid Gyrocopter. And then we have a defensive tri-lane with punishment on Knife Stealer or Nyx Assassin by Tonsa, and Ollie in his stupid name is playing Disruptor.
The battle
team
begins.
is using, they're called the Bombs. I think they're called Bombs or something. Is the name of their clan. They have an offlane Darkseer, a solo mid TA, and a defensive tri-lane as well. So they have a Juggernaut, a Vengeful Spirit, and a gyro.
Double damage.
So these guys were pretty good. It was definitely an enjoyable game. I think it's the TA solo mid, his block was slightly better than mine. Now, there's a little talk about this mid matchup. Often mids about who matches up against who, especially in the case of semi-carries. Now, the last video I did, or the first video I did, was about Batrider. Batrider's not a semi-carry, his damage isn't particularly high, he was much about the disable.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
First blood!
Actually a very strong carry.
That was but the first
Gets killed
taste of revenge.
fighting tri-lane sucks. Like, solo versus tri-lane on the hard lane, you're gonna lose. Like, this is a confirmed thing. But a semi-carry is meant to do the deeps, and that's what Gyrocopter does. Gyrocopter is normally played as a hard carry at the moment, but he's also a very effective semi-carry because he has very high damage AoE skills, which are his flat cannon and his cooldown, as well as very high damage single target skills, which are homing missile, as well as being, you know, a pretty strong agi gain hero with good right click damage. So he's all around a very strong hero, and I'm going to be playing solo mid, so I am playing as this sort of semi-carry role. I want to do as much damage as possible. Of course, you know, it'd be lovely to get to a hard carry place, but if I can't do that's fine, I just want to do the damage that I can from the beginning. I've gone for a really quick bottle rush here. Normally on a bottle rush you've got 1 tango and 3 iron with branches. I went for 2. It was probably technically a mistake, it probably actually held my bottle back a little bit. But I wasn't likely to get many last hits versus a TA anyway. For those of you who don't know, TA is a very strong semi-carry, and they just kill the Darkseer, so we're already used to kills for that. And that's pretty much going to happen over and over again. Feet's going to get killed a lot, their Darkseer's going to get killed a lot. This is not a reflection of skill, this is a reflection of the fact that you're against a tri-lane. 2 really good tri-lanes as well. Like, Disruptor, Nyx, and like Lifesteal, that's a really strong tri-lane. They have a slow, a stun, and a sort of disable, plus a sort of like pull you back when you run away. So yeah. Now the reason I'm playing Gyrocopter, this is TA, this is a draft thing by the way, I'll go over it later. But Gyrocopter's first does damage over time. So it's very quickly. Basically what it is it does lots and lots of rockets per second. 10 rockets per second for 3 seconds. Each of those rockets does 11 damage from level 1, which would be 330 damage. 11 rockets when your rockets hit, you do 330 damage. And each one of those rockets will get rid of refraction defensive charge, which means it's very easy to kill a Templar Assassin. Normally, the big problem with killing Templar Assassin is that you can do the biggest damage you possible that Disruptor kill Darkseer again. This is going to happen over and over
Radiant's
again.
bottom tower
is
under attack.
From this point on. But your damage over time skills are what deals with TA the most effectively. TA is a very squishy hero, other than the fact that she has refraction. And refraction stops all incoming damage, all of it, while it's up, and the big shield thing that you see around her. And she'll have defensive charges. She also has aggressive charges for refraction, and there's nothing much you can do about that. But, so I'm going to max out Rocket Barrage. Normally I would say this isn't really worth it. It doesn't scale particularly well. It still does huge damage, but it doesn't scale particularly well. And normally I would get Homing Missile, but Homing Missile is exactly what I don't want at this stage in the game. At this stage in the game, I'm just trying to win my lane. Mid versus the TA. So, if I don't need it at this stage of the game, I'm not doing it. And you can see I'm playing extremely defensively. Whenever TA goes near me, I pop off Rocket Barrage, I move back, and then I use my bottle charges, because I absolutely need to get these runes. I really, really want this DD rune. And the way that I'm going to get these runes, and this is very, very important when you're playing a mid solo, guys, is to go and get a rune. Alright, you shouldn't just go for a rune, you know it's there. Even if you have ward vision up and they don't have ward vision up, what you have to do is you use your AoE skills, you use your, and I actually don't get an opportunity to do this, and I desperately need the runes so badly that we decide just abandon it. But what you should do is you should use your AoE skills, and in this case I'll be using Flak Cannon, which is basically every time I attack it will hit everything around me in a radius for 1,000 for a normal attack, so it's pretty good.
Radiant's middle
max
tower
3 attacks.
is under
Ollie
attack.
does try and come in for a gank, but I think at this stage we're probably unable to kill the TA between us, so
Radiant
I just back
structures
off
are
here.
fortified.
But using this pushes the wave forward, and when the wave is pushed, like, right, say when my wave is here, right, he can run off, get the rune. If he's killed my wave, he can run off, get the rune, and get back to the lane before the next wave has arrived, and this means he doesn't miss out on any XP from the lane. And this is extremely important when you're playing any sort of mid-roll, because when you're playing a mid-roll, the objective for you is to get as much XP and farm as possible, because you are the early game carry, essentially. You are a semi-carry. Even if you're playing something like Batrider or such, which isn't a semi-carry, isn't meant to do damage. And this is something really important that I do here. I don't want to just randomly use my DD rune for no reason. I ferry myself a salve so that I can just heal up my health, because I already had full banner as well, so the bottle charges would have been wasted. So I've just been ferrying myself a salve just to keep myself in high health. And you can see, already he's pushed the waves, I'm going to counter push the waves. To get rid of the pressure charge.
Radiant's top tower
And
is under
immediately,
attack.
every situation you should use cooldown. It's an extremely low cooldown spell. But the important thing there is that he was the only target I was fighting. For the first half of it, he actually wasn't. But as soon as he went aggressive on me there, my damage output is actually higher than his when I use my skills. In a standard right-clicking fight, he will beat me every single time. That's pretty much what
Dire's
TA
middle
does.
tower is under
TA
attack.
is the strongest early game right-clicker by a huge amount. And Vita's died again, because like life is hard. But they're not making quite enough of their pull camps and such, because I think this is the first time they stacked it. But until this point, I don't think they'd stacked their pull camps. And look how much damage they've allowed to themselves to take. So I don't think they took enough tangos to this lane, or at least spread them out evenly enough. The three guys. But that doesn't matter too much. Just a second. I'm gonna cough, so I'm gonna turn up my microphone. But you can see I'm pushing the wave already, and this is extremely important to do in the lane, because the rune's coming up in about 30 seconds time, and I really want control of this. Okay, so TA's going aggressive on me again. She's gone for early phase beats. I'm going to go for an early ring of Aquila. It probably isn't quite technically as useful, but it's also useful pushing the lane again. Again, something I really want to do, and again, ferrying myself a salve. In a situation like this, where I'm getting a fairly good amount of last hits, although definitely not as many as this TA. She is definitely winning here as far as last hits is concerned. But if I can kill her once more fast, yes, okay, now did try and go for a gank then, but I called it off for a second. I kind of wimped out at that one. I probably shouldn't have gone on her in the end anyway. So it was probably the right decision for me to say, look, actually, Ollie, I don't think we can do this right now. It's a haste rune bot. Let's see who gets this rune. See, I didn't know it was top bot even. Apparently, they do have a ward, so they know. TA's going to be aggressive on me again. She's going to realise the mistake though, and is going to run back. See, she's hit her meld strike on me, and she realises that the damage from it normally should be huge, but she's just not doing quite enough damage to warrant staying in a fight under Rocket Barrage, and possibility of me getting cooldown on it. Cooldown is 2 big AoE nukes, as well as 2 slows, and it amounts to 350 damage at level 1, so it's really, really useful to just throw down. And remember, when you're fighting a TA, if you have rocket, this is purely for this matchup, but you should be using Rocket Barrage first, and then immediately going for cooldown and right-clicking. The reason for this is if you just start with cooldown, you just get rid of 2 offensive refraction charges, whereas Rocket Barrage will get rid of all those refraction charges, do a good third of her health, and then cooldown will finish her off along with your right-clicks. But if you just use cooldown, you do virtually nothing. I think Punishment's going to get this rune now. Yeah, I think he's going to get this rune, and they're maybe going to make a kill against the Dark Samurai, or don't know. But now is the point where I've started winning this lane. The way I'm going to win this lane is through kills, not through farming. TA will always have a farming advantage against me. Although now that my right-click damage is high enough, I can start to contest farm with her, and this is pretty important to be able to contest farm with somebody, and that's why we've both gone for, you see, the highest possible damage items that we can get. Her with her phase boots and me with my Ring of Aquila. I technically should have gone for phase boots as well, but I wanted all the stats that I could get out of the Ring of Aquila, not just the straight damage for it. I wanted the armor bonus, I wanted the mana regen, etc. I knew he was in trouble here. I knew they were diving past the tower, and thought, hey, I should have stunned way earlier on the Gyro. I basically screwed up. I misclicked, and sadly this does mean that Feet dies for the kill anyway, but it's still another free kill for me, and this puts me 2-0. And this is very, very important. If I can get kills on their supports and stuff, if I can make myself strong enough to the point where I can maybe still kill the Juggernaut solo at the point that he comes out of their top lane, that would be extremely important. And that's a little glitchy there. The health bar for that had moved. And again, the TA is going aggressive on me, and I'm just going to immediately call on TP support. Tons is going to come in, he's going to stun the TA. I think he's going to get rid of the TA stun.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I find it slightly hard to communicate with Tonsa sometimes, and that's not his fault. It's because he's Finnish and I'm English, and that's just difficult sometimes to talk to each other, because we have very different accents. So we probably should have communicated better, and that's a little team play thing that will come up. Little things like that make a huge difference, because if I could have rocket barraged immediately and gotten rid of all of her refraction charges, Tonsa could have got the extra
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
250 bonus damage instant nuke from his ultimate, rather than just having to get rid of one refraction charge with that. And like I keep on saying this, get rid of refraction charges, and again, they're going aggressive on me now. They realise that I'm the one who's getting stronger. Level 11, they're chasing me, and get stunned here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Your death was a
Ollie does come in to
secret
try
I
and
could no
support me,
longer
but he doesn't
hide.
really have the mana ball to do much. All he can do is stop them from moving. This is pretty much going to guarantee a kill on this Gyro.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think he's going to finish it off. One problem is that Lifestealer with just brown boots does struggle to track down kills.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
A slight mistake here. We thought the Templar Assassin had run away at this point, and she's still here, and now she's going to get Tonsa for his efforts to ward, which is sad.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Tonsa's little move puts the Spike Carapace on there, but it's not going to help him. Dark's here, and the team. So. But an important thing to hear is, our tri-lane is going better because our Lifestealer has a Hand of Midas,
Radiant's top tower
almost
is
his
under
armor,
attack.
whereas their Juggernaut has boots and a Perseverance. This is not as good by any stretch of the imagination. Ollie's going to go top here for a little bit of free farm and XP, because the lane's so far back now that he knows that they can't do anything about it. And it looks like this, the Venge is making a lot of mistakes. I noticed when I've watched over this a few times, as far as the pulls and stuff. A lot of them have been single pulls, or even missed pulls or missed stacks. I think it'd be a bit of an issue. I know we had kind of the same problem because the Darkseer warded our camp at one point, but it ends up progressing alright. And look, both feet and the dark seer have gone down to the safe lane for some easy farm. It looks like Punishment was just going back to base or something. Because he's out of mana, so he may as well. You can always TP back in. You don't lose very much there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
These are both semi-carry items when you're playing Gyrocopter. If you're playing a normal safe lane farming Gyrocopter, you're getting lots and lots of farm. Do not go for phase boots and bring in a wheeler. Phase boots are really good wheeler because they're useful early. I want to do as much damage early on as I can. I want to do as much damage in bursts as I can. I don't want to do killing spree. That's the power. It hits one target,
Radiant's bottom
you kill
tower
that
is
target,
under attack.
and it switches to the next target. He is being slightly over-aggressive. We're going to try and turn around and go after her, but she's very, very good. She's got haste ring at the moment, and the DD, so kind of scared. I'm going to back off for a little bit. I think... Yeah, I'm going to back off
middle
pretty
tower
much for a
is
while.
under attack.
Use all my bolt charges and then come back in, and we're going to see if we can take this tower early. Taking a mid-tier 1 tower would be really, really useful. TA is making life difficult for us though. So yeah, she's pretty much going the standard build. I think so is John. Probably so is Darkseer. So is Jakiro. Not technically so much as the Venge. But yeah, they're pretty much all... Like, we're all playing pretty much the standard, most used builds. I still always disagree with Punishment. I think you should get phase boots and Lifestealer just as good so that you can kill people more, but Treads is what he's going to go for, and they do scale much better into the late game. But you can see he's already got his armor of Mordigion, and that's just the quality of Punishment's farm at this point.
Dire's
He's on
top
61
tower
last
is
hits,
under attack.
which is like a lot. That's a lot of last hits. So my next item here, I'm gonna let me just find my character. Where the fuck am I? Throwing out a stun. This is literally just to piss them off. And I was going to use a refraction charge for it as well. But this is very, very helpful actually. If you can force the TA to use refraction in a point where there's no reason for it. Sadly there is a reason for it. But Feet's going to make it out of there. But if you can force the TA to do this, it's very, very useful because TA
Dire's
at the
middle
moment actually
tower
really
is under
struggles
attack.
with mana. She has no mana items to speak of other than the bottle, and she has very, very limited mana, and her skills cost kind of quite a bit. That's like a fifth, that's like 1/5 of her mana. That's a lot of mana. So my next item here is going to be a Ghost Scepter. The reason for this is I'm going to go for an E-Blade. E-Blade and Ghost Scepter are very, very strong.
Killing spree!
Force me into retirement. We knew he didn't have anybody around, and Tonsa goes to initiate. The reason for that is that if we don't guarantee a stun off on a Juggernaut, he can easily escape just by spinning, and nothing that we do as far as Rocket
Radiant's
Barrage
bottom
tower
is under
damage
attack.
him in any way, or stop him in any way from just TPing out or running away.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, it looks like TA killed Ollie. This guy, you can see just how much damage
Killing spree!
useful early in ganks like this, and that's why I decided to max it out in this game, so that I can gank more effectively and fight solo more effectively. So I've got my Ghost Scepter. This is +7 all attributes and gives me the Ghost Form ability. Ghost Form will make me immune to all types of physical damage. You cannot right-click me or spells on me. Now the reason this is useful versus TA, and I'm directly thinking about that, because the rest of the heroes are very strong versus TA. You can see here, as I'm doing well, this is a really, really nice glimpse there to keep me alive then. So, if I'm immune to physical forms of damage, and I can't physically attack, yes, some of my DPS is gone.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Not so winded now.
The Venge does magic damage, obviously. Well, the important bit is the magic damage. But the...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The Templar Assassin can do no damage to me, and will probably, when I use it the first time at least, look at me in surprise and go, oh
Radiant's
crap,
top
what
tower
the fuck
is under
that?
attack.
And when I upgrade this to an E-Blade, I can use it on her and do extra magic damage to her. So this will be very, very useful combined with my very
Radiant's
high
top
damage
tower
hits.
is under
Rocket
attack.
Barrage and Homing Missile and Cooldown all do very high damage for what they are, especially Homing Missile. 440 damage when I max it out. Now, one thing about my build is you'll notice if you
Dominating!
levels, there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Mega
9 skill
kill!
points.
Double kill!
4 skill points in the stats. The stats are so quite going. But are we gonna get? I don't think we get. We don't manage to get either of these, but we did kill all 3 others. This is effective 5 points.
Unstoppable!
Thunder's insane damage. Well, you don't see it there because he has this on. And he has a Midas. So
Dire's
very,
middle
very
tower
very
is under attack.
And this is good. At this point, I decide, hey, they just want to fight there. I may as well go split push because the tier 1 mid is pretty much guaranteed for us. The Darkseid is going to come up and try and contest this. Really don't like this
Dire's
space
structures are fortified.
for me.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Mech or something.
Dire's
Mech is
middle
really,
tower
really
has
useful, and Darkseid
fallen.
can farm it up really quickly. You can see how much of a level advantage I have in this guy. He also doesn't have a Pullman's shield. Not a Pullman, a stout shield, and I disagree with that as well. So I'm going into their woods now. At this point, I call anyone who can come support me to come with me.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, not any lane, but anywhere in the top area of the map. Or take the tier 1 if nobody shows up. So one of them's TP'd in. I don't think until Tonsa scouts it out. It's the TA at this point. We know it's her. You can see the TA's
Dire's
gotten a little
top
bit
tower
behind now.
is under
She
attack.
is still very strong.
Radiant's
but,
bottom tower is under
Tonsa's
attack.
got good levels to go. Fight her. Miss with the cooldown, so if he hits her, it forces us to hit her. Where the fuck have I gone?
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Let's track my hero.
Dire's top
Ollie again.
tower is under attack.
I can use my ghost up to there.
Wicked
Radiant's
sick!
bottom tower
Up
is under
this
attack.
as well. Just keep myself thing. Just keep my
Monster kill! Double kill!
this area
Have but eyes to see it.
You often can be kind of
Dire's
squishy
top
early on.
tower is under
I don't
attack.
have any defensive items yet, maybe Aquila and the magic wand. Well, actually, so I have got some quite a few defensive items, but I'm also using it in an offensive way. I'm using it to be
Dire's top tower has fallen.
doing even reset. The team might come back in to full health and full mana and do damage all over again. You can see the TA is
Dominating!
I used my Ghost Scepter just as she did her Murder Strike on me, and it's going to mean that I'm going to get an extra
Killing
just
spree!
not into those 3 dead.
Mystery
So it's
is
a
how
little
you
useful thing. We
lasted
do
so
actually kind
long.
of lose that fight, I think. Well, I don't
Dire's
know.
bottom tower is under
At
attack.
the moment, it looks like we lost that fight, but I think we got a few more kills than that. So I'm pretty fed right now. You can see I'm getting quite. I'm 1,200 gold off my my E-Blade at this point. My Ethereal
Dire's
blade.
bottom
And my
tower
Ethereal
has
blade's going to be really
fallen.
useful. Increase my stats really well. You just look at this item here. It's an active Ether Blaster
Dire's
versus your
bottom
target
tower
into
is
Ethereal
under
form.
attack.
Target unit is slowed and cannot
Radiant's
attack or be
middle
attacked,
tower
so
is under
no
attack.
right clicks.
Radiant
And take 2
structures
times
are
your primary
fortified.
attribute plus 70 as damage, 75 as damage, and it will give me plus 40 agility as well. So my primary attribute, which is agility, is going to be really huge. So it makes it a really, really strong magic damage nuke, especially when combined with something like Homing Missile. You can damage with that as well. So it's going to be isn't going to quite hit the he's going to use spike characters to get out defensively. And that's a really important thing actually. That I just want to mention is the difference in defensive and offensive items on our team is going to be, as well as defensive and offensive skills on our team, is going to be very varied, and I think it's one of the big differences.
Radiant's bottom tower
that made
is
things
under
work.
attack.
Illusion!
Just trying to sort of passively push a wave when you go into it with a flat cannon. I think
Radiant's
really, really
bottom
useful as a
tower has
gyrocopter.
fallen.
At this point in the game, we don't want to have too much in the way of lane control anymore, and we're much more important towers. The joke is it does miss his stuff there. Either way, Tonsa is doing very, very well for levels because he's guy that tried to get fed early. He does have his battle fury, but it's 23 minutes. He is very good. And I cannot get Ghost Scepters to deal with my damage either, because half of my damage is nuke damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And all of my items that I'm going for, apart from the Ghost Scepter, are focused on getting the damage up as much as possible. And the Ghost Scepter is part of it, so I really looks like we can do a push on the tower here. This is very important to do. So punishment's gonna go into our hard carry roll.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't need to worry too much about doing anything for him, other than just hitting more space. What do you expect? Juggernaut ulti's dangerous ulti. Yeah, the healing. Still really very, very strange. It's like, I don't know how to explain it, it just isn't right. They do deny that tower though, which is kind of annoying. Still give us a little bit extra map control, and one thing that we have at the moment is tons of map control. Here in the area on our side of the map, which isn't properly controlled, is sort of this area at the top left. So we lost a tower there. But even so, we still pretty much have control of the area. We don't worry about them going in there too much and ganking us, because it isn't really a natural farming area. And to get to our thing, they'd have to go past one of our wards. Is that one of our wards? I don't think that's one of our wards, that's one of their wards.
Regeneration!
No, this is one of their wards. That's one of our wards. This is one of their wards. It's one of ours. And that's one of ours. This is another thing. Good ward vision, essential. This is all about our support players. About Tonsa and Feet and Ollie, who are playing support this game. They won't always be playing support. It's generally pretty standard for me to play solo mid, and for punishment to play the hard carry though. See, it's very, very hard to lock down and kill their heroes like this. It's like the
double damage
is going through SOS. I like this. I always throw down AoE immediately.
You're a killing spree!
Carry on, moving into the fight, see I kill that guy, and watch play and get my health back up to full as well. And I always do this also trying to use my rocket barrage to do as much damage as possible in fights. Even if there's loads and loads of enemy heroes, so I always
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
90 mana, which is nothing, and it's on a 5.5 second cooldown. And even if you're hitting 2 or 3 enemies, it still does pretty good damage per second. And that guy
gotta hurt.
He was in this. So Feet gets a free kill from that. I'll go over the builds of everybody else. Feet is going, he's got mech, he's got his Basilius for pushing and keeping creeps up and stuff when I'm not there. And he's going for a Force Staff next because Force Staff is good. And we now have an E-Blade. Obviously there just to clear a creep wave because I was like, hey, free money. Ollie has just got his Arcane Boots because he is mildly under-leveled and he needs as much mana as he can get. Let's go for a Necronomicon because Necronomicon is very, very useful for pushing as well as being very useful for keeping you alive. Tonsa, fuckloads of wards. Wards are useful. Earner Shadows, very, very useful on an X-Assassin. X-Assassin as a hero is expected to be involved in lots of kills because of the way Vendetta and his other skills generally are used. It's all pretty much very hard ganking skill. He's also going for a Dagon level 1. This is just to leverage his damage that little bit more so that he can solo kill their supports, even though he's only a support hero. He also has someone's Eye on the Branch. And punishment is going to carry hard because he had a Hand of Midas very early. He's gone for an Armor of Mordian, he's got his Treads, he's going to Hyperstone, he's also got an Orb of Venom just to help with a little bit with that right click damage and keeping that
that'll learn ya!
And this is going to be a little bit here. Get stunned here. TA jumps on me. I am going to take a little bit of damage. It's going to be a melt damage, but one thing that's very, very strong at the moment is my armor is exceedingly high. I'm 18 plus 3 armor with these 2 auras. These auras do not stack. These fancy
Dominating! Double kill! Mega kill! Triple kill!
As soon as this TA goes, I'm gonna run away, reset, throw my stun on her, run around the corner, I'm gonna bait her into attacking, and as soon as the stun hits, run back in, I almost get killed by the gyro there at that point, but I have my phase beat to
Dire's top tower is under attack.
turn around to this guy. Me and Tots are going to see kill up. It's very, very useful to sort of calculate in a position like that when I did. So you can see what I did is I let my stun hit her, I broke line of sight, I put my stun on her, broke line of sight, and then as soon as I knew where she was, because obviously A, we have a ward here, and B, Feet was here looking at her. As soon as she comes round the corner, that is the point to immediately open up with the rocket barrage and take down all of her refraction charges.
Dire's bottom tower is under
stun,
attack.
you could say, was wasted, the damage of the stun was wasted, the actual use of just a stun of 2.8 seconds, which is what rocket barrage, homing missile at this point actually is perfectly used at that point, and that's definitely how you want to use your stuns. In a situation like that, when you're very, very low health, you want to use your stuns to give you just a little bit more time to try and get any extra damage that you might be able to get off. And obviously Gyrocopter is a very, very high damage hero. So, Gyrocopter, pretty good hero. Next pickup, Yasha, and I'm going into a Manta style. The reason I'm going to Manta style is it's yet more agility. This will increase the damage of my nuke. Also make me a little bit faster. The Manta style is just very, very useful item for me. It means I can push slightly harder, since we're now moving into a point where we're having a little bit more difficulty against that. Because obviously the gyro can destroy our creep waves, so can Darkseer, so can this Juggernaut, and so can TA. And even Venge can push a little bit with her Wave of Terror and the Vengeance one. So we're going to go into do Roshan here. The way that we're going to do this is me and Ollie are going to stay out of the game. We're pretty much going to do this. We're going to do the vast majority of the damage to the Roshan. We're going to bait them in, attack, they're going to
Killing spawn! Unstoppable! Double kill! Dominating! Double kill!
As well then, as well as the
Mega kill! Triple kill!
So, the way that we won that fight, in a 5v5 team fight, they're still very, very strong against us, even though we've got advantages. It's pretty wide now as far as it is, and just general overall really at this point. And this is going to be a huge mistake here, and you can see my mistake already. I need to sell one of my items. Because we secured the Aegis, oh god. No, there's no
Secret.
Just played there. You're gonna
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I know she hits me there, so I know as soon as she respawns, she's gonna immediately blink out. Yeah, see, there she goes. So I should have an Aegis right now instead of a bottle.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
But I do not, due to my mistake. In a situation like that, especially when someone buys back after a fight at Roche, and Roche is not dead, expect them to come in and try and steal the Roche. I knew what he was going to do as well. I just still didn't think about selling the bottle. It's far for myself. And you can see at this point I've got very, very, very small. Even my right kick damage as well. It's very high at this point. 174 plus 33 and 0.61 seconds per attack. So
Radiant's
very, very
middle
high
tower is under
damage at this
attack.
point. And I have my full Manta style now.
Radiant
so Manta style
structures
plus
are
10 strength,
fortified.
26 agility, 10 intelligence, 15 attack speed, and 10 decent.
Monster kill!
Don't try to steal it from me, like a terrible person he is. So I'm going to steal his kills later. Because I'm a terrible person as well. And at this point, I'm pretty convinced that I've
Radiant's
secured
middle
this
tower
win.
has been
They can
denied.
still team fight us. they're not overall as a team as item dependent as we are, I'd say. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Juggernaut doesn't... We certainly carry harder, is one thing that's very, very true. So if the game keeps on going, we can still win this, but we are afraid of losing a bit of ground if we don't respond. And generally as a team, we like to just go and push whenever we don't choose to. So that's what we're doing. Let's get some see if we play
Storm-like.
I'm out of mana at this point. So I'm going to move back on me, but take a while. Crazy.
Dire's middle tower
Throw down
is
my
under
ulti
attack.
there, so just it gives me the opportunity to get out from above. Ask Tonsa to Korean see if we get a chance to reset. Again, resetting in a fight as a semi-carry is very, very strong. It's very, very useful. Because your burst damage and high click damage will be probably one of the highest in the team, if not the
Dire's
highest.
structures are fortified.
Carriage and right click damage is probably stronger with his armor. When he's hitting. But right over that is still very much as well as the you can see him using flat cannon to get hits on every single person in the team.
Holy shit!
These guys almost killed me.
Unstoppable!
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
On me then. So that TA made a mistake. Punishment has finished his assault cuirass, and this is very, very useful. It's a really, really nice overall armor bonus aura, as well as attack speed. Both of these things are really, really good.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
His natural armor is kind of shit. 6. It's not very good. Whereas mine is 24, which is excessive.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So at this point we're going to be building a Lincoln's. The reason for this is Lincoln's is lots more cheap stats. Lots more useful stats.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, stormy!
Feet and everything.
Monster double kill!
Every hero pretty useful. Did the majority TP as the feet actually got the double kill. Kind of surprised by that. Looks like he's building sheep after he's got his mech. This is pretty much useful. Pun is going to get... The hell is Pun going to buy at this point? I have no idea, genuinely. I can't remember what he bought. Another Hyperstone. He's going to go Mjolnir. Maelstrom to buy Mjolnir.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack.
Tots is getting a Medallion of Courage. This is useful just for helping us. So, reason
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
useful defensive item.
Dire's
Again,
middle barracks
pretty
has
much
fallen.
pretty much all my items have both defensive and offensive utility. And one thing their team struggles with. Okay, I'll go over it because actually no, I won't, because there's a fight happening. Possibly. Alright, we'll go over it now. Ollie has got a defensive item here. Right, Necronomicon gives him extra strength as well as leveling his damage. So that's the defensive item. Feet has 2 defensive items as well as 1 offensive. See how Jones is there. He's trying to steal kills now at this point. Because at this point I know that we're much stronger than that team.
Double kill! Holy shit!
It says like 50 to 20.
Shame you didn't have 2 crash helmets.
Storm Spirits. Oh shit thing. Doesn't mean that this game is in any way uneven. This is definitely an even game as far as skill. We just made a few extra sort of things better, especially our early game. Our early game was a lot better than theirs, and that made things a lot easier for us. Pan's got his Mjolnir now. But so defensive item Lincoln's. Manta Style is an offensive item with defensive utility, and so is Eat Blade. Ring of Aquila at this point hardly counts as an item. Let's go for Pun's build. Pun is naturally extremely tanky. He also has an Assault Cuirass, as well as his armor, and both of these will make him tanky as hell. This is more defensive utility, ability to escape from fights and such. Windrunner obviously has natural
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Skill in Windrun. Force staff you can use to escape, and
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Nyx is you can't really be defensive with Nyx, but he does have a defensive skill. Defense going off here.
Holy shit!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It so does so much damage, but that guy is really hurt. This is in the fountain. Hit that guy with a stun. Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen. Dire's bottom
But then
barracks
just
are under
over their
attack.
items. TA has no
Dire's bottom
defensive
barracks
items, does have
has fallen.
refraction. Juggernaut has no defensive items, but does have blade. In fact, that's one problem, really big problem to their team, is that Juggernaut just didn't
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's why
Dire's middle tower
must
has
survive
fallen.
fountain diving.
Radiant's top
I was
tower
trying
is
so
under
hard to just
attack.
try and like kill them.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
No, not again!
Killing spree! Dominating! Double kill!
decreed your death.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So rather than when I'm playing something like an initiator that gets report bombs out, because they're all multi bombs out. But let me just pause that there so it doesn't get to the main loading screen or something. That guy got proof of courage. I have that here. So when I'm playing something like Batrider or an initiator hero mid, your job is to initiate in a team fight or to pull out a hero for a gank. When you're playing a semi-carry, you should be less suicidal and much more methodical and thoughtful about yourself. Remember that your damage is going to be extremely high, extremely high, especially now that I have Helm of the Dominator as well. That's cool. Plus 20 damage, plus 5 armor, and lifesteal very useful on Gyrocopter as well. It's more of a hard carry thing, but at that point I was the strongest hero in the game, I would say, other than maybe lifestealer. I don't know. Probably in an overall fight, lifestealer would win between us, but I have more possibility to do damage to lots of different heroes. But playing a semi-carry is often about pushing, it's about winning your lane, and supporting the rest of your team, and it isn't just about jumping in and initiating the team fight every time. And I think it's very important to reset in and out of fights to do the maximum possible damage that you can do without dying. My name's been General Advance, thanks for watching. I hope this has been useful for anyone who wants to try and play Gyrocopter mid, as well as seeing just how a team works. And I'm now going to go do a video on the draft. Thanks very much. GG.